Hello, all you fantastic Whovians out there. And thank you for joining us here on another great, fantastic, super episode of the Whovians here. And today I got a bunch of great friends with me today. I got Johnny Blues here with me. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Anytime. We got Graham McLaughlin here from Alaska.
Yes, fresh from Alaska. Good to be here as always, Mike.
Oh, yeah, man. My sis Carol Ann Swan is with us this evening. How you doing, Carol Ann?
Hello, how are you?
We are great. We are great. Nice to see you're nice and chipper and ready to go. And we have Beef with us today. How you doing, Beef?
Spectacular. It's always a great pleasure to be here. It's always sexy and super on a Sunday with the Whovians.
Oh, really? It is sexy. It is that with the cast here today. Sexy. Speaking of sexy, look at the hair. Beef Dad. Beef Dad is here with us today.
Good evening.
All right. Good evening,
And I'm
sir.
sorry about him.
We have Kevin with us here today. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing great, Mike.
All right. Awesome, dude. And we have our editor, good old Jimmy, is here with us today, man. How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
So today we are going to begin with Beef. Let us know how you would like the story, man. Take it away, dude.
I liked it for the main, to be honest with you. The principal cast is always strong, but I've got to give special mention to Toby Jones. He's a fantastic actor, and he's fantastic as the Dream Lord. He's got the right amount of menace to it, the snarkiness, the slights at the Doctor. He truly is a fantastic character, which I hope to see again. Story-wise, it's good that you've got the two worlds and you're trying to decide which is the right one, which is, you know, which is the right plane of existence. It's something that's a bit similar to what we had with the Christmas special just gone. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyable episode. Yeah, I think it's where you started to get to that point of where the crux is the choice really wasn't Amy's with which world she went for, but the deal was with whether it was the Doctor with how her affections lied, or whether it lied with Rory, to be honest with you. And that relationship thing, it's something that's a recurring thing, but it was still well done. So yeah, for me, it was a solid episode, man. I'll put it as a 7. It's good, but there are ones I like better, I think, in Smith's run.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll say a 7.
Nice, fair 7. All right, good enough, man. Thank you, sir. All right, Carol Ann, what did you think of this story?
I really enjoyed it. And I'm sorry for my voice. I just enjoyed it. There was a lot of awesome parts in it. I liked the going back and forth, you know, trying to figure out what was real, what wasn't. And, the acting was great in it. This is one of those episodes that I don't necessarily, watch on my own. But if I turn on BBC America and it's on, I'm going to sit there and watch it. So it's one of those episodes where it's not like, I'm going to watch Amy's Choice. It's not one of those episodes for me, but it's, I do enjoy it. So I would probably give it more like an 8. My favorite part in it is the very end when you find out when Doctor looks down at the console and he sees the Dream Lord looking back at him, that whole, like, what the Dream Lord was actually him. I mean, it was a really good episode, so I'm giving it an 8.
Cool. Thank you, sis. A solid 8 from Carol Ann. Cool. All right, Johnny Blues, what have you say on this episode, my friend?
It's an episode I really enjoy. For me, I think even going back to when I first saw it, there's that aspect of picking between the two worlds, which is real, which isn't. And the world that's supposed to be 5 years hence after Amy and Rory tentatively left the Doctor, for me, that always struck me as the false world to a degree. Like I say, even from the very first viewing of it. So there was always that aspect of, I kind of had to watch the episode through the eyes of Amy and Rory and the Doctor, rather than focusing on which element was real and which wasn't, and adding in the Dream Lord, making it very fascinating to me because it all relates to coming from the minds of these characters and what their motivations are, what what their outlook is, and what they are experiencing the most out of life and living. I thought it was interesting that the dream world you have the very sort of calling back on they're traveling with the Doctor and the TARDIS. But then, like I say, that 5 years hence world, which is Rory's dream come true. This is what he really wishes for, for him and Amy and everything. And seeing it like through that aspect, it gave it validity to me, this fake world. And you have that twist toward the end, which I thought saved the episode from that point of view. Like if I wasn't buying the one world, as being real or something, or a real option, when you have that twist toward the end where the Doctor has to blow up the TARDIS because he realized both of these are dream worlds, essentially, not to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. But right then and there, it's like the idea of the Dream Lord being part of the Doctor, and we, both of these realms or worlds, whatever, were in a dream in a sense. That, for me, made the episode. And the Dream Lord himself, I just find so fascinating that he's an outcropping of the Doctor's mind. Would thoroughly love to see that character, revisited in the series. So I would probably give this episode an 8.5 at barest minimum, probably a 9 though. I'd probably give it a 9.
All right, cool, man. Thank you, Johnny Blues. Solid 9 from Johnny. Let's go on down to Germany. Beef Dad, what do you say about this story?
Nobody's mentioned the two worlds that they're choosing. In one, they're freezing to death and plunging towards a frozen sun. And in the other one, Rory's a village doctor. She's heavily pregnant, and he's got a pigtail. And what I loved about this episode was the old age pensioners. They were absolutely brilliant. They were the creepiest bunch of old age pensioners that they could possibly have assembled, and they cracked the living Jesus out of me. Toby as the Dream Master, yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But then I don't think I've ever seen him in anything that he wasn't brilliant in. The choice, yeah, good. The concept, brilliant. The twist at the end with the Doctor, loved it. The one thing that I hated about the episode was the get out with the psychic pollen. I'm sure they could have done something a bit better than that. Yeah, so yeah, I enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it. Even the hokey eyeballs out of the mouths, that was quite fun. The first time that happened, I actually jumped. Yeah, for me, 9 out of 10. But it only loses the one for the psychic pollen.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Beef Dad. Solid 9. All right, let's mosey on down to the Congo jungle. Graham McLaughlin, take it away.
Thank you, Mike. To echo some of the sentiments that, Beef Dad, Tim and Johnny Blues there echoed, Toby Jones made this for me. He's absolutely sublime in anything he's in. In fact, he was so strong on the back of this that he actually got cast in an audio box set with Paul McGann in the Dark Eyes saga, in the first installment of that, where he played a future incarnation of a fellow Time Lord. He turned out to be a real diva son of a gun, but that's a story for another day. The old age pensioners, okay, the eye thing was kind of hokey, but hilarious at the same time. You have the origins of what is perceived throughout of Matt Smith's run as the many deaths of Rory Williams in this, with his first on-screen death. Mrs. Creeley, I believe, got him. So he disintegrated into sand before Amy in the Doctor's eyes. Unfortunate for the poor bloke. Again, it's been emphasised, Amy's choice. 2 choices. As it turns out, both choices were fantasies. They were dreamscapes. They were dream planes, so both planes had to be dispatched with towards the end of the story. But as I say, hilarious, sentimental, funny, and Toby Jones nailed it as Dream Lord. Would love to have him back. The scene at the end where Matt Smith looks down and sees his reflection in the console room, desktop, alongside his, kind of harked back to Nightmare 4, where like a scene with Freddy Krueger and the Dream Masters. That was pretty creepy. Yeah, I can't fault this at all, guys. Maybe echo Beef Dad's sentiments, a wee bit of a get out clause with the space pollen, but that doesn't, detract for the enjoyment of the episode. 8.5 out of 10 for me, folks.
8.5 from Graham McLaughlin. Thank you, sir. All righty. Kevin from the Netherlands. What did you think of this, my friend?
I loved the performance of Toby Jones. I know him also in Captain America series. Matt Smith and Amy Worry and the Doctor were great, and that I loved it. The ideal for the episode with the what is real and what is not real, and of course at the end of the episode that twist I did not expect it. I thought that when I first watched it that it was something in between, like I was with the TARDIS, like, oh, that's real, and with Warwick's fantasy dream, that is very boring. But the villain in that dream was of the danger, of course, was great. The first time I saw it with that Warrior was killed was a jump scare, and I was scared of that really. So yeah, and the rest of the episode was great. And the reflection of the Dream Lord, I hope to see him again in the Capaldi era. So yeah, a 9.
All righty. We're going to move on to our editor, Jimmy Porto. What did you think of the story, man?
Episode starts out, it's been 5 years since Amy and Rory had seen the Doctor. And it's been 5 years since I actually seen the episode. So I started watching the episode and I'm like 5 minutes into it and I'm already blown away by the dialogue. I just loved the dialogue throughout the whole entire episode. It was just incredible, full of so much humor. At one point, the Doctor says that they're up against a mysterious, dangerous situation, and then he silently says, "Let's poke it with a stick." Or they're talking about the One Dream world where Amy is pregnant like an elephant, and then they talk about and then Rory agrees with her, and then she says, "Are you saying I'm an elephant?" It was just humor throughout the whole thing. The script was written by Simon Nye, who has written a lot of British comedies. In 2002, he created a series that ran for 2 years called Wild West. This starred Dawn French and Catherine Tate. Ha ha! So the dialogue alone impressed me throughout the entire episode. I really, really loved it just for the dialogue. The acting was terrific. Karen Gillian's acting when she had to make the decision, when she realized, or she didn't actually realize that this was the dream world, but she didn't want it to be the real world because Rory wasn't there. And her acting there was terrific. The entire episode was just a fun watch. When they, Amy and the Doctor plow down the old people with their car. I'm giving this a 10.
Wow, yeah, 10 from Jimmy. All right, Jimmy, thumbs up. Look who just beamed in here. It's Lee Wilson. All right, Lee. I'm going to let you go next. What do you think? What did you think of the story, Lee?
Hello, King here, and I am with Lee Wilson. Say something, Lee. Oh, look, he's speechless. So I'll give his review for him. You don't mind, do you, Lee? Ahem. Lee says, this is one of my favorite 11th Doctor stories. The regular cast are on top form as usual. A big high five to Toby Jones as the Dream Lord, a brilliant character which I feel was never really identified in the episode. Who was he? The Valeyard? The Toymaker? The Master? Or Omega? Or was he simply the Doctor's mind in the dreamscape? We may never know, but he's worthy of a return in the series. Just love the show when it plays with dreams, very reminiscent of The Matrix, and making the old people the monsters in the village was pure genius. Who wouldn't want an eye popping out your youth? LOL. His stories was full of darkness, threats, and very good humor, played out so well by everyone involved. Very good, Lee. Very good. And what did you rate it?
Oh, wow, everybody. Lee gave it a perfect 10. That's awesome, Lee. We love you, man. All right, guys. I watched this episode last night. I've seen it a few times, of course, man, but I always try to remember, certain episodes, like what you felt like when you first seen it. But I do remember this one when I first watched it, because I remember going in my own head being like, is that real? Is it, like, really? Like, 5 years and all that? Or was, them freezing to death in the TARDIS real, man? I remember that being, the dilemma in my head, man, which was cool. It made it even more awesome. You had the birds tweeting. You had that creepy music going. I don't know how to explain that, but that was freaking awesome. And just the tone of it was creepy. And yes, those creepy old people, man, that made old people look really freaking creepy. I know the thing in the eyeball and the mouth thing was a little, iffy, but still, I mean, they were freaking creepy. They were like, zombie old people, man. Where'd your children go? There was some creepy stuff happening, with your first view, and you didn't know where it was going to go. Then you got this other dude popping up, this Dream Lord guy, which is, you're trying to make out like, who the hell is this guy, man? There's some kind of connection with the Doctor. I thought it was a great episode, man. Even watching it again, I thought it was cool, man. And like some of you guys said, I thought like the acting this was very well done, especially with Karen Gillan, man. She had to make that choice, man. She made the choice. And if that was the wrong choice, she would have killed herself, man, But you know what? She got all overworked after Rory turned into dust. What are you going to do? She loved him. I love that. I love, like, at the end that she finally ended the having a crush on the Doctor thing, dude, because I really didn't want it to go there, man. And it kind of was here and there in the, earlier episodes. But she made her choice, man. She said she didn't get to tell Rory that she loved him, and she gave him a big, nice hug, and, they went into the TARDIS bedroom, just to have a nice talk, But, the thing with the Doctor, also, like you guys said, looking at, down at the console and then seeing the reflection, yeah, it does make you wonder. And I remember, God, some of us were doing podcasts back then speculating on this guy, the Dream Lord. Who was he? And I'm sure Graham was around then and stuff. It was fun, man. It was a fun episode. It had funny moments. It did. It had some funny moments, but especially the banter about her being pregnant, calling her different names. I think Rory called her Chubby at one point or something. Just like little funny little one-liners, stuck in there with all the creepiness going. And then all the mind games in your own head, like what is real and what is not, because either way you look at it, both realities, it sucks. It sucks. They were freezing to death, man. I mean, they had like frost on their face. They were freezing to death, or a world of creepy old people, that were just going to kill them. I don't know, but she made the right choice. Bless Amy. I love you, Amy. She was great. Rory was great. The Doctor was great. The Dream Lord was great. The old people were great. It was great. Solid 9 from me. It's not perfect, but it is a solid 9 from me, guys. And that's all I have to say about that. The floor is now open for anybody to, if you have any extra tidbits.
Can I add something? I just remembered there was a very important revelation from the Doctor in this too, when I forget his exact words, but he basically said, I know who the Dream Lord is because there's only one person that would hate me that much. And you learn at the end that, the Dream Lord was the Doctor, so that means that the Doctor hates himself. So that's like a real, like, heavy, revelation. So, you wonder if that's going to be revisited, or how much the Doctor hates himself.
I think, Carol, with that one, too, the trailer we got the week before, if I remember, kind of gave a little away. Like, we kind of knew it was going to be this Dream Lord guy in it. you know, and that's when we had the week of like speculating, is this the Master? Is this, you know, the Valyard, you know, and going down a list of different characters. It was good fun. Like I said, I think it's a solid episode. Definitely would recommend it to people to watch. It's not bad at all.
There's a sign outside the old age home. It says Sarn, S-A-R-N. Sarn is also the name of a planet visited by the Fifth Doctor in Planet of Fire. I don't know if that sign there was just a little trivia thing for the fans, because nothing ever came from it since the episode. But the sign is there, Sarn.
There you go, guys.
I think we've already mentioned it as well, though. I think Arthur Darvill, insofar as it is, he's underrated. He does the pathos very well. I think the bit where he goes into the nursery that they've got prepared in the house, and he looks at the mobile over the cot, looks out the window at the TARDIS, and then goes and sits down on the chair, barricading the room. He does do that exceedingly well. But then you've got the nice little twist of comedy at the end, and I think for any of us who have been in relationships and everything like that, when Amy hugs him at the end, he says, "Oh, what did I say? Tell me what I said so I can remember it next time I'm in trouble," or birthdays. So, it's he said, Simon Nye is a very, very good writer. Toby Jones as well, in the Butchers as well, the steak joke. The groaning jokes that he does as well as the menace is superb. When he shows up in the open shirt and the TARDIS, it's quite repulsive, really. But yeah. But yeah, Arthur Darvill, I must say, he's sorely underrated.
Yeah.
I've got to agree with Jimmy on this. The writing and the humour was very crisp, and the directing was really crisp as well. They complemented each other beautifully. So it really was a real melding of the two. A good director directing a good
The director was Catherine Morsehead. Because of Amy being pregnant and the decision she has to make, I wonder if it helped that the director was a female.
Yeah, quite possibly.
This year, people.
Groovy, man. That's what I say. Well, I guess that's all we have on Amy's Choice.
I just want to add, I want to thank all our subscribers, the new ones and everyone, just all our subscribers for making this a fun adventure for us, especially fun for me to edit, put it together for you guys. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
Well said, Jim. Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize. I mean, we do get together when we can. We're friends here. You know what I mean? We don't just always just pop on here. We kind of communicate during the week. When we can. It is awesome. And like Jimmy said, always looking for a new face to pop in. If you do want to join us, you can contact any one of us here, and just let us know if you want to pop in the show. It is a good relief. Personally, for me, it is. You're dealing with real life out here. It's nice to come into this realm, and just talk about Doctor Who and listen to other people's opinions about Doctor Who. No, we're not perfect in any way. We might mess up here and there, but we just have a good time with our friends. It is all cool here. But yeah, for real, thank you guys. Everybody subscribe to us, and it gives us cool thumbs up and leave us some comments. That's freaking awesome.
Check out our buddies. Yeah.
It's all appreciated so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. And our buddy, check out our buddy Johnny Blues here. Johnny Blues has his own channels going on. He talks about all kinds of things, Johnny Blues over here, man. He does. He talks about some. What do you talk about, Johnny Blues? You want to let everybody know?
My primary focus has been anime reviews, doing it episodically with some of the new current series, but I talk about a little of everything, movies, Doctor Who, action figure stuff, and just a mixed bag, really.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Keep on hooing.